I want you to complete this sentence.
Yeah.
Nobody will.
Wow. Nobody will know your struggles until they actually go through them themselves.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I think that's a powerful one. Yeah. Yes, nobody is going to know your struggle.
But I just, with the birth of our first son, I felt like it is important for me to have something that will have a proper foundation for the boy when he grows up. So I saw how when I was growing up, I had these struggles of networks, because I want to believe, or I choose to believe, that my parents did not have so much of networking done by that time.
Welcome to the F-Ups that fixed me. This is a podcast where we talk about moments that didn't go as planned, but somehow became the turning point. So if you were here on my channel previously when I was starting out, this is to all my oldest subscribers, not old in terms of age, but in terms of the early subscribers who supported me through this channel. Then you know that initially when I was starting out, I was doing interviews. So I kind of want to go back to doing that, but now officially as a podcast, inviting guests sometimes and just having free conversations, nothing serious, but definitely something impactful for you and of course for us here. So today being the first episode, it is called The Lessons I Didn't Order, and I figured out who would be the best person to call, but of course the closest people that we have. So I am here with Mr. Arthur. He is going to introduce himself shortly. This podcast is not about perfection. It's about the mess, the mistakes, the lessons we never asked for, and basically how they shaped who we are today. So I'm sitting down with someone who's seen me at my best, my worst, and everything in between. I want him to talk about his story here and how he rose from all the lessons that basically he did not order. So yeah, Arthur.
It's funny that you said his story, because my story is also your story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am Arthur Mwaura. I am, what do you call it now? I am the team leader for Axis Assets Limited. And I lead a team of about 7 people. And we lead the team together, hand in hand, with my wife here and partner, one boy. And yes, almost everything that I have experienced in my investment journey, I have experienced with her. Yeah. Because I think my first ever investment we did together.
People thought we were crazy.
We were not even married. We had not
1 year into dating.
Yeah. We were. Was it even 1 year?
Less than 1 year. A few months into dating.
Yeah, so everyone thought that we were crazy. Everyone thought that it's not doable.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are running a company.
Yes.
And hoping to expand.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear the questions that you'll ask, because I might also end up asking you some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this podcast, we will be talking about, you realize we'll be talking about love, growth, marriage, mistakes during the process, and the lessons that came maybe sometimes wrapped up in chaos, but of course, eventually how we were able to maneuver that, and the lessons we learned from everything. So maybe today what I would want us to focus on is how Axis came about, how it started, the vision at the beginning, because I understand the vision kept on changing sometimes. And yeah, how we are here today, your story. Yeah.
So I don't know where exactly I will start from, but I feel like I can start from how I felt like we needed to have this going. And the first inspiration also came from home. So they say charity begins at home. I don't know how it happened, but I just, with the birth of our first son, I felt like it is important for me to have something that will have a proper foundation for the boy when he grows up. So I saw how when I was growing up, I had this struggles of networks, because I want to believe, or I choose to believe, that my parents did not have so much of networking done by that time. And when I was coming to the job market trying to look for something to do, it was so difficult trying to even pull in the family members to find something to do. But eventually when I got my footing, I felt like I needed to establish something. Even if my son will not be interested in it, or my sons will not be interested in it, at least they will have a foundation to start from. And that's when the thought clicked that we should start a company. But of course, with every company, the vision is big, but the start is very small. It feels like you're not moving. So at first, when we started the journey with, I would say, I was in real estate industry. And being in the real estate industry, I felt a strong urge to continue with what I had already started learning, instead of starting something that is totally away from what...
you had experience in.
Or rather being trained on, you know, because I did actuarial science, and actuarial science is way off real estate. So I felt like it is important to just do something that I have been an apprentice in, and that is the real estate sector.
So it's your passion that drove you to opening real estate, Axis Assets Limited.
Yes. I think there was a gap also at that time, because I remember it was at the height of COVID, or rather before COVID, just before COVID. And there was a lot of movement in the market. There was new developments that are being done. There was also a lot of change of quality of housing. So guys were moving from their old rentals, and they wanted to move to new rentals, or rather they wanted to buy homes, and they didn't know exactly what to do. So I felt the need, because I was previously selling land. So moving from land and getting into housing was another big thing.
Just for information, we were employed in the same company, different departments, different roles, but yes, we did meet in a land selling company. I joined in as an intern, and then later after school, I was permanently employed in this organization. It was a big organization, land selling. So that's where we met. So maybe just give us the brief on how you transition from land selling to now what we do in terms of houses. What influenced that thought?
So from the time when we started now doing the rentals, because we were helping guys now move from their... actually, COVID really helped us, because when COVID started, guys realized that where they live, they cannot be able to host meetings. They cannot be able, the background was not that good. So they needed a better background. The time
you're realizing, I think people used to leave the house early in the morning to beat Nairobi traffic. Then in the evening,
they come back
late again, traffic.
So they don't realize
where they live. They don't even have much. It's like it's a lodging for them. So with COVID, you're forced to stay in your space.
And you made a lot of your environment, because if you live in a place that is too noisy, you cannot host a Zoom call. If you live in a place that does not have proper lighting, you can't also do your Zoom calls. You'll have to use lighting. And guys just started feeling the need to change their places of stay. And at that time now, we had already set foot in the rentals market. So we were really helping people transition. And I remember that time we had like the biggest movement from houses in Kasarani, and moving now towards places like Ruaka, the new places.
True.
And again, COVID came and disoriented everyone in terms of their income. So there are guys who are moving again from Kileleshwa and Kilimani, trying to look for a place.
So it happened both ways.
It happened both ways.
Others wanted to move into better places,
and others wanted to downgrade.
Higher rental. And others wanted to downgrade a little bit, but still decent and affordable rent.
So we were fortunate enough to be in an area that was serving both. And
Yes.
that's when we really grew.
Yeah.
We started becoming popular. And in the process of that, guys started asking, because the rentals were also increasing in prices. So they were asking, can I get a unit to buy here?
Yeah.
You know, so that also, I think we got a very good developer.
Yeah.
And at this time, they were also introducing a new concept in the market, the rent to own
rent-to-own.
concept.
Yes, I remember
So I think that
that.
was the best transition.
This was in 2021, late 2021.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was the best transition for us now, because guys, this was within rental rates, and it was also a purchase program.
Yeah, that was a crazy program, because I
Yeah.
don't think we have experienced that again.
Yeah.
Now that we transitioned from now land selling to
yeah.
houses and
Yeah.
all, we have
Yeah.
not experienced somebody doing that.
No.
And I think
It was a once in a while
yeah.
deal.
So I think sometimes that shows us that opportunities do come,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have to grab the opportunities
last
once.
long.
They don't last long.
Yeah.
To cut the story short, just to let you know that we are in a beautiful apartment in Riara 1 residence, just opposite the Junction Mall. So this development has been done by a very reputable developer. We are in a 2-bedroom where we furnished and is being rented out as a furnished, or rather an Airbnb, going for around 90 USD per night. It is a beautiful space that you can chill out. It's a beautiful space if you're coming to Nairobi for short term. So take advantage of this. Beautiful 2-bedroom, comes fully furnished, comes with a fully equipped kitchen and so many more. It's beautiful. It feels luxurious and something very comfortable for you or your family.
Yeah, it feels very homely actually.
Yeah. What influenced the shift from land selling to now you're doing rentals, now turning into rent to own, which is kind of like selling of apartments? So what made you shift? You were used to land selling. What made you change to now? Yeah.
I think there was a lot of land banking in the market.
Okay,
yeah. So a lot of guys were just heaping on land. There was this perception that you buy, okay, it's not a perception, it's actually the truth, yes. But you buy land, keep it, and then if you want to sell it later, it will have already added in value. So that is what people were banking on. And the practice is actually called land banking. So you're putting your money in land, and then over a period of time, you put it back in the market, you get a higher market.
That is actually was our first introduction to real estate.
Yes.
Land banking.
Yeah. But the investment aspect for me was not adding up.
That's right.
Because and this actually came into reality when guys were really cash broke.
Oof.
People
in 2020.
During COVID, everyone wanted to dispose of their assets.
Yeah, you have like 2 acres of land. I don't know where, Kitengela, and you don't have food for that night.
And so you're a millionaire, yes, in valuation.
Yeah.
But you're a pauper when it comes to how much you can spend on that day.
Cash flow,
Cash flow. So you don't have money coming in, but you basically have these valued assets that you cannot dispose, because everyone at that time wanted to hold on to their cash, not to buy. So selling was the most difficult bit. And we realized quickly that this is actually not the best formula for investment. Even if you're buying that land, it better be generating you some sort of cash flow. So if you're buying farmland, make sure you farm.
But yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I remember I think sometimes you don't learn and you redo your mistakes again until like this is something I think I've seen with mistakes. You will keep on redoing it until you actually learn from it. Because I remember after doing the rent to own, we later went back again and tried the land banking, selling land. So we bought land in Nanyuki, subdivided it and tried to sell that. We tried to move land, but this time around we were trying a different concept, because we were not just selling idle land. We were also selling land that someone would actually build like a holiday home. So the land is in Nanyuki, near Olpajeta. Beautiful place.
So I mean, guys who bought from us know that they can actually do Airbnbs there.
Yeah.
You can do a nice cottage house and you can rent it out as Airbnb.
Yeah.
So it's not really a lost cause
It's
if
not.
you know the agenda.
But I think our biggest
of why
mistake
you're buying.
was now buying a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have started small.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think those are some of the lessons that we also didn't order that time. Also, places like we went all the way to Konza.
Yeah.
Big parcel, invested a lot into that.
Yeah.
So
You know, at first people buy because others are buying.
yeah, that's what we did.
But quickly you learn that that's a mistake. You have to have
The Megonda, it's called what?
Maguta.
Yeah, Megonda, Maguta concept.
You realize very fast that you have to have a personal ambition or a personal
Goal.
agenda.
Yeah, true.
When you're buying this land. So don't just follow the masses. At least just have your own plan.
And that is what we did. We followed the masses.
For us, we were following the masses because that time, actually, if you wanted to do anything in real estate, you were better off selling land. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I was heavily pregnant at that time.
Yeah.
Doing site visits almost every other weekend to Nanyuki.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I think
it was difficult and tiring.
It was so tiring.
And then for a small business that was competing with the big players in the market, we were quickly what do we call it? We were under a blanket that no one saw us.
Yeah.
Like I think it was the most difficult in terms of trying to grow your brand.
Because we had such a good parcel of land.
Yeah.
But then we had big competitors.
Yeah.
And now trying to fight, or rather trying to compete against them was.
And then
also
it was coming at the height of us having sold out a property in Limuru.
Yes.
So that one had performed well.
Very
we
well.
felt like, we can actually expand in this line.
Because those were homes. We were selling homes.
So we were selling for people to actually build their homes.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's also that. But looking back, I think because of our agenda and the fact that we had planted these thoughts in our mind, it is not really a very bad mistake.
It wasn't.
We actually learned from it. So what we did later on is that we thought of repurposing this land, and now we are planning something totally different from what we had envisioned at that time.
That's true.
So I feel like we've learned from that, but then we also quickly learned, because if that's the only source of income, because it was our only source of income at that time,
yes,
we really needed something that will generate quick cash flows.
It took away all our savings. We heavily invested into it.
It wiped us clean.
And we had a newborn coming.
Yeah.
We had a child who was getting into school.
Yes.
So school fees in Nairobi is not very cheap.
Yeah.
So I think it taught us a lot.
What we got is a chance to actually partner with someone who has been selling investment properties. And for us, it was actually a quick learning process.
Period.
Yeah. Because we got into this saying we really need to understand this market better. We've done it before. That was in 2023.
Yes.
We've done it before, that because I'm referring to the process, to the selling that we did in 2021 and the concept and how beautiful it was. And then now coming to understanding the market as it is right now. Currently, it was a bit of a shift, so we needed someone who has already established themselves
to hold our hand,
to partner with them in terms of just learning this whole concept.
So again, now we wanted to shift now from land selling, the big land that we had in Konza, in Nanyuki. Now we are trying to get into selling apartments and homes for investment.
Yeah, actually what happened is that I think the biggest mentality shift was, number one was land banking. We learned very quickly that land banking, if you don't have like a backup plan,
end goal,
is not very good.
True.
You can do some land banking, but if you're doing it extremely, then it becomes a very wrong thing in future.
That's true.
You'll find yourself having sunk a lot of money, and you cannot be able to regenerate that money back up. The second thing is that we also learned that investment is not just about buying your own home. it is also about buying an investment property. And investment property in this scenario, I'm talking about something that can generate you income. And with the partnership that we did now with this company that has been doing the business over a while, we learned two major things. The number one, how location determines how much it is you can be able to make from that property. In terms of value addition, or maybe capital appreciation, and also in terms of the cash flow that you can generate. So good rental rates, if you're looking at property for investment, is really determined by the location. And it's all location, basically.
I think that's when we got introduced to ROI, return on investment, and the true meaning of return on investment in terms of timeline, initial costs, and everything. So you didn't mention that by the time this company was coming to help us, we were actually closing down.
Yeah, as I had mentioned earlier, the land selling business had almost wiped us clean. And entirely. We were sort of in a desperate situation because we needed income to sustain us, to sustain the business, and also to sustain the little kids that
the family. I remember one morning we were sitting at the dining, and you were talking and you told me about that. I've just gotten a call. It was a call. I just got a call from this lady. Her name is Wendy. That a lady called Wendy has just called me, and she wants to introduce our company to something else. She wants us to partner up into now property selling in terms of houses, apartments, all that. And you were like, should we go ahead? And I said, now, like, we have nothing to lose.
And then again, I think what also solidified that question was during this same time, we got a client who we've ever given a rental, and we've also sold land to, who was in the market looking for an apartment that she could buy.
An apartment that time.
So to earn her rental income. So it was really like all the answers coming together, you know, all the boxes being checked. And when we closed that deal, we were now in a better financial position to even start off now with this new concept.
Something else.
I remember it was a total overhaul. Even our staff were shocked.
Like we did a U-turn. Yesterday we were advertising plots for sale.
Yes, today we were advertising houses
2-bedroom apartments.
And it was really a very quick transition because we even started thinking about how we've built our algorithm, how everything. And we had a U-turn on all the things we've been doing digitally and also operationally in the business. So we were good, and we started now learning the business again, relearning. And that was also another, it was another learning opportunity. We quickly learned that this is where we can settle. Everything was adding up. You remember the question about investing in land?
Like, how am I helping this person?
Very well.
It wasn't. I think that's our instincts are very strong, and I feel maybe because our major goal is always how we're going to help this person, something that we will feel comfortable. When we've introduced you to something, we know it's comfortable. It's going to add value to you in terms of income, and any if it's a home, it's a comfortable place. So I think when we started now. Selling property for investment and sometimes homes, it really gave us some form of satisfaction, knowing that you've helped somebody get their home or an investment property.
True. And also in this process we also learned that not everyone can buy their own home at that time. You know, it depends at which stage you are in life. So there are people who are just looking to buy properties that can generate them income, and that is where we found that the biggest market is. So we started now. Previously we had sold homes. You remember we were selling land
so you can go build your dream home there.
And also the apartments that we were selling on rent to own, they literally required you to live in that unit.
For you to pay.
So I feel like now the transition was more into, can this property generate me income?
True.
Because with the height of COVID, everyone wanted something that would actually, even when the businesses are not operating, I can still get something in my bank account.
Yeah.
So we quickly shifted and we started selling now investment property in Nairobi. And we realized very quickly that our operations cannot cover so far because people are centered around the hotspots in Nairobi.
Yes.
We're talking about Lavington, Kilimani, Kileleshwa, and Westlands.
Yeah.
So that's where we narrowed all our operations in. And thank God with the decision that we had made earlier when we were selecting an office.
Yeah.
Because again, now it landed right in the heart of all these locations. So it was really not a bad decision, because I remember the first idea about opening an office was because inland people need a physical presence.
Yeah, and a place where you can take advantage of walk-ins.
Yes.
So where our office is and was that time, of course,
it was difficult to get walk-ins.
You cannot get any walk-in.
Yes, and then also the fact that we also do property management. So with property management also, landlords want to see that you have a physical presence for them to even trust you with their properties.
Yeah.
So that was the idea about opening an office, and also we were going for a place that was a bit affordable at that time.
Yeah.
So we went a bit off town. But funny enough, coming to realize, we set up in Parklands, and Parklands is actually the best place you can be in, because every other location in Nairobi is just about 10 minutes away.
Actually, taking you back to what you've mentioned about property management, that initially when you were opening up Axis Assets, it was Arthur's main goal to do property asset management.
Yes.
That is why it's called Axis Assets Limited, to manage assets for people. So your dream of doing property management, I think by the time we were getting to 2019 is where you got your 2019 is when you got your first client where you were like managing a whole block for them. So in time, this is now I'm telling a story. In time, I think that experience has really helped us, because you see, when you're selling property, investment property, whether it's a studio or a one bedroom, you're going to need a tenant, for example, later, or a guest if you're doing B&B. So you need that tenant managed. You need to ensure that you get your ROI. You need to ensure that you get your rent in time. So that is where the skills that Arthur had gained over the years really helped again later. This was around 2023.
Yeah, when you were doing the apartments
now.
Yeah, and also something else, when you remember, I have a background in finance. Social sciences. So I it was a very easy task for me to model ROIs.
Mathematics was mathing.
So I remember we were the first agency in the market at that time who came up with the concept of even just having an ROI chart.
Calculator,
So we developed an ROI calculator, and the conversation shifted because we realized very quickly that people are finding it easier to make a decision on what to buy if the maths add up.
If the math.
That's, if you're wondering how we actually got our head out of the water, that is the first trick that we used. Actually, yes. And we thank God that it really worked out.
Not a trick, but I think it was just knowledge.
Taking advantage of what you know. Because someone would quickly write you off because you're practicing something that you don't have a background in. But then here comes an opportunity that you can actually merge the two, and you have a leverage. And this is something you always tell people. Take advantage of what you know. Eventually it comes, even if you're getting into a new industry, eventually whatever you knew somehow finds its way, and you can be able to take advantage of that knowledge. And it sets you apart, because like for us, a client will converse with us. Any person, regardless, have you been in the market for a while or it's the first time you're buying, it was really an easy process because of how we understood the math. I remember even selling rent to own. You were. I think that time you're the only one who could understand. I was the only person who could understand at that time, because the concept in itself is a bit complicated. So I was the only person in that neighborhood or in that space that could actually decipher what this developer actually wanted. And I remember even the developer called me to the office to just understand who is this guy, because I've tried every other agency in the market.
Think it was an American concept?
Yeah, it was an American concept. Yeah. So that's how it ended up being. And we now got into the market and we started selling, and thank God the numbers grew.
Yes. So I think there's a lot to our story, family-wise, and everything. There's so much, and there's so many lessons that some we did not order to bring us to where we are. But for today, I think that brings us to the end of our episode for today. Look out for our next episode that will be coming week. But just a parting shot. Let me ask you something, or rather I want you to complete this sentence. Nobody will.
Wow. Nobody will know your struggles until they actually go through them themselves.
Yes, I think that's a powerful one. Yes, nobody is going to know your struggle until they are in it, until they live in it. Yeah, that's true. So thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like, and of course subscribe to my channel, and watch out for the next episode. Bye bye.